Dear Folkestone, I swear you are like the alternate universe version of Brighton if Brighton had fewer hipsters and more smugglers hiding in the cliffs. If Brighton is that flamboyant cousin always performing in the family living room, then you, Folkestone, are the slightly quieter but somehow cooler relative who knows all the secret spots. Okay, first of all, Folkestone, I know you're not London.
Welcome to Folkestone. This city is around 1 hour from London.
You're not Canterbury, you're not Dover. You're your own thing. And you're sitting right there on the English Channel with your white cliffs and your Harbour Arm. So why Folkestone? 2 reasons. Number 1, I needed to get out of London and see the sea, and I didn't want to deal with the Brighton crowd. Number 2, I heard you've turned from a faded ferry port into some kind of artsy seaside revival project with street food stalls, vintage arcades, and random sculptures popping up in alleyways. That sounded exactly weird enough for me. So here I am, Folkestone. Now to be clear, Folkestone, you've had a bit of a reputation problem. For decades, you were that place you passed through to get the Eurotunnel to France. Like a glorified pit stop where people just wanted to get to Calais. But now you're like, surprise, I've got a creative quarter, a Harbour Arm, an outdoor lift that barely works, and even a giant Anthony Gormley statue half drowning in the tide. Respect. This is my Folkestone experience. Let's go. So I took the train from London St. Pancras. It's only like 55 minutes on the high speed, which feels suspiciously fast for England, considering trains here usually take forever. Anyway, I got out at Folkestone Central, which is basically a station that looks like it gave up trying sometime around 1987. Then I walked downhill towards the sea. That's when you realize Folkestone has layers, like literal layers. Upper Folkestone with its Victorian houses and leafy squares. Middle Folkestone where the creative quarter winds down the hill with rainbow-painted shopfronts. And Lower Folkestone, the Harbour Arm and beach. 3 towns stacked on each other like badly balanced pancakes. Dear Folkestone, you smell like fish and chips and seaweed with a faint undertone of hipster coffee beans. Not bad. Not bad at all. Your creative quarter is basically steep cobbled lanes full of independent shops that look like they were decorated by someone who once had an Etsy account and never recovered. But I like it. There's murals, there's art installations, there's even a bookshop where I swear the guy working there hasn't left since 1999. It's charming. Now, Folkestone, you have this Harbour Arm that you've turned into like a food court but make it artsy. Old railway arches now sell bayo buns, fish tacos, Nepalese momos, and craft beer. You can walk along the pier with your food and watch the ferries that no longer leave because, well, your ferry business died years ago. But honestly, it works. There's even a champagne bar inside an old lighthouse at the end. A lighthouse. That's peak bougie by the sea energy. And yet, you still feel authentic. The harbor still smells like salt water and diesel. Fishermen still haul in their nets. The tide still exposes mudflats and seaweed. You haven't gone full theme park. You've reinvented yourself without losing your grit. Walking further along, there's the Leas. A wide Victorian promenade with lawns and bandstands. On a clear day, you can see France, and the channel shimmers like it's trying to show off. The promenade makes you feel like you should be carrying a parasol and gossiping about empire. But today, it's dog walkers, joggers, and couples with ice creams. And then there's your outdoor lift, the Leas Lift. A little cliff railway that looks like it shouldn't work, but somehow it does. Wood panels, cables, creeks, and views over the channel. It's not fast, it's not sleek, but it's delightful. Of course, Folkestone, you couldn't resist being a little weird. So you threw in art everywhere, a statue half submerged by the tide, staring forever out at sea. A house perched at an angle like it's falling off a cliff. Sculptures hidden in alleys. Your triennial art festival basically turned the whole town into an open-air gallery. And even when the festival's over, half the pieces stay behind like ghosts of creativity. Food-wise, you punch way above your weight. Harbour Arm street food is a feast. Ramen, burgers, fresh fish, and beer brewed 10 minutes away. Then there's Rock Salt, your sleek glass and steel temple to seafood, where the view is as good as the food. And just when I thought I'd had enough, I stumbled into a bakery selling cinnamon buns the size of my head. You're dangerous, Folkestone, in the best way. And history? Oh, you've got plenty of that too. The harbour tunnels once carried millions of soldiers to the front during World War I. Imagine the weight of that. This was the last bit of England they saw before the mud of the trenches. Walking those tunnels today is sobering. The cliffs whisper smugglers' tales. The old churches and villas speak of Roman and Norman times. You're not just seaside kitsch. You're layered with centuries. You've been through a lot, Folkestone. You boomed, you busted, you almost disappeared, and then you came back swinging. You're a survivor. Every time I thought I'd figured you out, you surprised me. A gin bar hidden in a fisherman's hut. A mural tucked behind a church. A staircase that led to a secret beach. You keep your secrets well, and you don't try to copy anyone. You're not Brighton. You're not Dover. You're Folkestone. A little scruffy, a little arty, but absolutely yourself.
See you then.